right. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast. We're here live on location.
We are here live on location.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just waiting on our guests to get ready. You ready?
Yes.
I'm ready. You ready?
We ready. Let's go.
My name is Donni Wiggins. We are here with another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, guys. We are live coming from Mexico. Cancun, baby. Yeah. And you can blame the nice locals in Cancun on these lovely glasses that David decided to adorn his face
I was
with
supporting
today.
the business. You know why? Because I support entrepreneurship. It was a guy out there that was selling rings and cigars, and I had to coach him. I'm like, yo, bro, you're on the beach. Why are you selling rings and cigars?
Right.
Nobody wants to wear a ring on the beach.
On the
bro.
beach.
Nobody's gonna buy a ring. But I was like, you know what? I could use, and I had to give him my wisdom. I said, shades, bro.
Shades.
You need shades. He immediately executed. Call his brother. It might not have been his brother. He called somebody.
Called his homie. Called his homie.
Yeah, he called an associate and said, yo, you know what? Just met this phenomenal entrepreneur, and he encouraged us like, yo, we were selling the wrong product all along. So I changed his life. He's probably gonna make millions selling shades on the beach.
So basically, what you're saying is the takeaway is the fact that sometimes as entrepreneurs, we got to learn how to pivot on the spot and be prepared immediately. If you don't have the shades, you call somebody who has the shades, connect as an affiliate with them, get the shades, sell the shades, get more shades. Are we starting the Social Proof Podcast from Mexico with bars on bars on bars out of the gate?
Absolutely. He was teachable. He was coachable. Now, I might have took his affiliate because he was selling for 23. We bought it for 18.
We bought it for 18.
That might have been his affiliate fee. But we still support it, though.
We still support it. Let's get into these beautiful guests that we have here with us today, though. I want to introduce our people. We got Marketing by Monray in the building. Marketing guru. What's going on, girl?
Up? I'm excited.
And we just found out your name's not actually.
That is hilarious.
Can we not start that?
There's so much we actually found out about her that was unnecessary.
It was on the name reservation. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
He kept saying, "Who is this?" I'm like, "It's Monray."
I said, ain't no way.
Ain't no way.
Is Monray your middle name?
No.
So we just made it up?
This is crazy. No.
Where did we word scramble?
So no, what happened was somebody gave me the name. When I was working, I was 17 years old. I was working at McDonald's, and this older gentleman used to come into McDonald's every morning, and he would call me Monray.
Okay.
And when I created my brand name, Marketing by Monray, just
flowed because
I'm sorry,
Marketing by Adriana.
What's Monray from?
A customer.
Some customer from McDonald's when she was 17 years old.
Cut that man a check.
Like thanks.
The customer called you Monray?
He called me Monray.
Why would he call you Monray?
He said that I looked like Lisa Ray's daughter, Kay Monray, so he just kept calling me Monray.
Where's it?
And I took it.
Okay.
And so here we are.
It wasn't even that he couldn't pronounce your name.
Nope. He just decided he was, giving me the vision.
I love it.
You bring that mic up a little bit.
All right. Next up, I want to highlight our next guest, Miss Maya Elias.
What's happening, Maya?
Business coach. Y'all. She is out here in these streets serving women upon women upon women. You just wrapped up your Impact Weekend, and you are killing it, Maya. Thank you for being here.
How much money did you make?
Thanks y'all for having me. I made.
You don't have to say that.
Okay.
First of all,
no.
I actually do. I don't mind sharing numbers.
How much money did you make?
I made a little over 600, and we're still gonna push for $1 million.
$600,000.
Yep.
Yeah, we got to speak fully because people are like, "Oh, she made $600. That was
Absolutely
cute,
not.
Right?
No.
So you made about $600,000 on that day, in that weekend, and so you've got some follow up in place where you want to close it out at $1 million total.
Yeah.
Okay.
$1 million impact.
I feel like if she had come to the Social Proof Podcast and ran like an affiliate play.
Now, I've definitely told Shans that I wanted to do Impact Weekend as an affiliate play.
Mm-hmm. Did you tell me that?
Yeah, and you were like, no, I don't want to do events.
I did not say. Oh,
yes, you did.
Here's okay.
I have the receipts.
Okay. You know how you probably framed it?
What?
You probably framed it like, the way you said it, you probably made me feel like I gotta sell tickets to your event and you'll give me a little piece.
Oh, maybe. Okay, well, we'll have a conversation because it's money. Yeah. It's money to be made and people to be impacted.
For sure. I don't necessarily like that model. Now, if there's an affiliate on the totality.
On the totality.
I don't want to sell tickets.
Because it's very reminiscent of it's very reminiscent of poverty mindset when there's a piece by piece equation in place. But we want to look at the whole pie. What is it? Is it the entire pie that we want to?
The entire pie. Somebody came and they said, y'all want to run a play with you. I want to do something with you. They were doing a whole event and they said, I'll give you X% of the whole thing. So it was like a $90K check.
And then they were speaking the language of abundance.
They talk that language.
And we you know what I mean? So it's okay. We're going to have to groom you guys on how to speak the social proof language.
Oh my gosh. Yo,
but before we do that, we cannot not introduce Miss Terica Lynn Smith.
Female real estate guru.
Yes. In the building. We are actually borrowing your lovely suite.
She's way more upgraded than I am.
We have turned her bedroom into a production studio, and we thank you very much.
Absolutely. Anytime y'all want to record, I'm here.
Okay, let's talk about how we got here. Let's start. How did you get here? Here, Mexico.
To Mexico.
Donni, she just let's go to Mexico.
How did you travel here?
You didn't do a private, right?
No.
She proposed it, but I had a poverty mindset. I'm like,
definitely.
Yeah. What is the abundance? What is it? Can you do it now?
It's the very reminiscent of
very reminiscent of
the poverty mindset. Y'all, I got to put you guys on game because y'all think David is so awesome and amazing. And while he is those things,
I am.
My brother struggles with divorcing his poverty mindset. So back in December, several months ago, David, for my birthday, said, you know what? This year for your birthday, I feel like you're in this space where you need to mastermind with friends. So my birthday gift to you is going to be this mastermind trip. You can go wherever you want to go. He said this on the episode, and I can pull it back up.
I didn't say wherever you want to go.
He said you can go wherever you want to go.
I didn't say, I don't use that type of language. I said we can go somewhere.
And I said where, and he did his. Wherever. So I started to make some recommendations.
Hold on, real quick. Wherever and wherever you want to go is not the same.
Are they not the
when
same?
When you say something like, yo, you go, I'm with whatever. That doesn't mean you're with.
I'm with whatever.
Whatever. It just means I'm with whatever.
No, that means anywhere.
Anywhere. Thank you, Terica.
Within the bounds of what I'm thinking.
Exactly. So I started to contribute some ideas. Poverty mindset kicked in first time. And he's like, yeah, no, we're going to stick to Cancun. Or Tulum, right? So I'm grateful.
Miami, we go crazy in Miami.
He did say we could go crazy in like West Palm Beach or something like that, right? Nice. So I'm grateful. It is what it is. You know what I mean? I take it.
Hilton Head is nice. Y'all understand? Hilton Head is
Myrtle
nice.
Beach, though.
Myrtle Beach is lit.
We can make something happen in Myrtle Beach.
You mean to tell me we can't mastermind in Myrtle Beach?
We can mastermind.
The fact that y'all didn't go in anybody's pool or ocean, we really could have just done Miami.
No, it wasn't ocean.
We did get in the ocean, our feet, this morning on our workout. Yeah. Wait, real quick. So we put this together. Shans is like, invite some of your CEO friends. So that's how these ladies got here. I got to tell you, though, Terica hits me maybe 2 weeks before, because we've been planning this for months. About 2 weeks ago, Terica hits me up, and she's like, hey, sis, send me the details. I'm about to book now. Great. What airline service are you guys using?
Oh, my goodness.
Delta.
I didn't understand the question. I sincerely didn't understand the question. And so I just sent back a laughing face because, when you respond to somebody with an emoji, it makes them open up. And she's like, y'all are flying private.
I just have different categories of friends, and it's okay.
Oh, did she just
What
flex?
category are we
were
in?
in poverty level.
Keep going. No. Clear it up. Let me hear how you feel about it.
I have some. I have a category that's here. I got a category that's here, and then I got a category that's down there.
Is that us? Was that us?
No, you're here.
No, y'all were here, and I was down there.
No, you were not.
We're middle shelf.
Well, I mean, at the back of the plane, yeah. But
I was at the back of the plane. I was closest to the door.
In Comfort Plus, you were.
Yeah.
I got off the plane
but
first.
Comfort Plus still get the same snacks as Maine, so.
Oh.
Yeah, that's true. You look, your girl said, y'all are flying private. I said, no, Terica, we're flying Delta, Terica, but we are flying first class. She didn't even respond. Days later, as if she didn't get the hint, she comes back to the private plane conversation and gets the quote. I'm like, Terica, can you help get a quote? She gets the quote. David, poverty mindset kicks in again. we're talking about all of the amazing content we can create. And
well, first tell them how we had to prep each other to call Dave.
We had to, sis, you calling.
Yes.
I had to tell, Terica's like, you call Dave. I'm like, no, you call Dave. She's like, no. And I'm like, look, if you approach him from this angle, it'll even be a conversation. So we got you on the phone, and for a minute, he was going with it. But then Marcus Rozier, who you guys are going to hear from in a few minutes, he stepped into the chat.
No, he didn't even step into the chat.
He didn't step into the chat, and that's why
he stepped away from the chat.
He stepped away from the chat. He didn't respond. He hit me directly. Yeah. Well, I was coming from Vegas and doing some other stuff and blah, blah. So anyway, we didn't get here on a private plane. It would have been amazing, but I'm grateful for being here, and I'm grateful for you guys for being here. Yes. We've been masterminding and talking about like $5 million plays and what we're going to do. We've been creating content to empower other entrepreneurs because I just feel like these guys deserve it.
I took 3 naps today.
You took 3 naps today? I took...
I don't feel like I fully masterminded.
You didn't?
This trip.
Yeah. I did not take any naps today, but yesterday I got a mean nap in. Yeah. I got a serious nap in. We haven't really been doing much of anything except eating
and talking.
Yeah, and talking.
Sure. Yeah.
But hasn't this been amazing?
The food has actually been really great, which I'm pleased with. Yeah. It's hard to do that.
Here's what I think we need to do this often. Like we were just talking like once a quarter, where we actually like step away and refresh. Just being in a different environment has really turned my mind onto some things that I need to do, because it's like stepping away from, you'd be working, and you step away from it for a little while, and you come back, you got some fresh ideas. Yeah. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah, this is always a good reset. I think the last time I did this was 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I went away to Arizona. I went into the mountains, and I went to a meditation resort. We gotta do it. Okay. It's so dope. It's so intentional, because every time we go somewhere, it doesn't have to be for the big excursions. It doesn't even have to be the mastermind, even though I honestly don't think this group of individuals or the higher up level individuals, Terica, that I know, I don't think we can get away and not mastermind. Like, I think we actually enjoy like entrepreneur dialogue.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
100%. I want to know if anybody had a fresh idea or a renewed energy, or like what your experience has been so far. Let's start with Monterey. What has been your just take there you go. It's very it's giving.
So
it's giving.
Can you just leave it there? Like it's giving. You don't explain what it's giving. It's just giving.
It's understood. The giving. Oh wait. Before you do that, you got David. I almost messed up, and you didn't remind me. First of all, David and I are dropping a members only behind the scene full access, like you're getting right now, plus more. But you guys are on live right now. We are dropping this. By the time you see this, it will be available. So you want to go into the link in our bios, in our description right now, and make sure you sign up for members only. But y'all are on like I got my live on right now, and they gotta go. Bye, you guys. Yeah. Bye.
So in the Patreon, so it's gonna be a Patreon. There'll be a link below somewhere, but you'll be able to see a lot of the content and mastermind that we did here.
Yeah, we got a bunch of it too.
Yeah.
Maya was getting lit.
We did a lot.
Donnie was drunk.
A lot.
I was not drunk, but I did have a couple of doubles.
A little bit.
First of all, let's stay on task. Monday.
8 a.m. We did a lot.
8 a.m.
Start really early.
Y'all were drinking at 8 a.m.?
No, I'm talking about this morning workout.
Oh, we did.
I did the Q&A morning meetup
on the beach. All right, let's get to it. So give me just to step away, a couple days. And it's like, we got here Wednesday, today's Thursday, leave tomorrow Friday. So it's really like 2 days total.
Yeah.
Thoughts, feelings?
Yeah, like it was really good. Me and Maya was down by the pool for a while, sipping some, I was having virgin cocktails, but we were sipping.
You don't drink?
Sometimes. We'll talk about that.
Because I had drinks with you.
Because
at the little crab
so long
spot.
ago. We gotta let this go.
It's Virgin Monterey
this weekend. But we were talking about our launches, and we got to talk about some things for her. But I got to really plan out my launch for the podcast. So I'm excited about that.
Pick my brain a little bit.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was sliding questions through.
But that's what this is for.
Yeah, for sure.
The cool thing about this is when you have friends who operate at your level or higher, and you get in an environment like this, you get to ask all the questions that
You
you want.
want, yeah.
This is what we're here for. I know you're going to ask me questions, and best believe I'm going to turn around and ask you questions right back. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
Go ahead.
And you get to have moments, because me and David had a moment where we were talking about the Patreon, and I said something. He was like, well, wait, I wasn't thinking about that, but now now I'm thinking about it. So you just get to have, when you are around high level entrepreneurs, just have natural conversations that turn into millions of dollars.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. But I don't even want to overlook what people can do right here with the access that they have right now.
Absolutely.
Like, before we became higher level, and like Terica so eloquently put us in our place, this is the floor,
Thanks, Terica.
okay? And then Terica let us know that we're like right here, and then she's got some people who are like up here. There's a big dip. You see that big gap from here to here?
100%.
There's a major gap. Now, we mastermind at this level. We're not qualified yet to mastermind with people at this level. Terica we are. We can sit in the room.
By a simple mindset, yes.
Grab the mic.
But
Grab it. Grab it. Yeah,
Yes, by a simple mindset shift, absolutely.
so all we need to do is tweak a little mind. First, I need to believe that I belong in the room.
Yes.
That's the first
right.
step.
Yes.
Okay. So the amount of money that I make has nothing to do with it.
No.
So basically, she's saying we don't think like her higher level friends. I'm a low level thinker.
I'm just happy she came.
I'm just.
You know,
I'm just happy to be in her room.
Yeah, for sure. Because we wouldn't
Glad I have her phone
have
number.
a place to shoot. We're in her suite.
We're in her suite.
This podcast episode wouldn't be possible without her.
Yeah.
So
This episode is sponsored by.
I don't know if this a compliment or not, but okay.
No, but keeping it real, I get a chance to spend a lot of time with Terica,
Love
and
her.
even though I still have a poverty mindset, when it comes to real estate, we are accumulating some doors.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah, and actually, I just got the email actually from about another investment, right? That we're about to invest in. That's good. No, Donni.
Yeah. What I don't
Maybe
want
the
you
next
guys to
time.
miss, though, is that at whatever level you're at, right, whether you're in a group full of beginner level entrepreneurs or you guys have some traction, like mastermind like this. It doesn't have to be in Mexico in big suites.
Yep.
It can be right on somebody's balcony, right in somebody's backyard. Y'all can go meet at your favorite restaurant right where you are locally and have these conversations, because it's so easy to think people are so far beyond you, right? Or above you, and they're doing something that you don't have access to do, or you can't fit in the room in these conversations. You know what I've noticed while you're over there doing your thing?
I was looking for go ahead.
What I have noticed is we've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point in masterminds and education. What's so cool is I've sat in rooms with like these tech 8-figure income earners and people, and then when they find out that I have a podcast and we're content creators, we're rock stars.
Yeah.
Right away. They want all the game from us, and it's so easy to fall into a space where you're the one giving all the game, and then we leave like, but wait, I didn't learn anything because I gave all the game away. So anyway, I encourage you guys, like, I'm all about action steps. So the first thing I want you to do right away is write down 3 to 5 friends or people that you have in your circle right now. Write their names down. And as soon as this episode is over, or pause it right where you're watching or listening to this and say, hey, let's get together. Let's mastermind about XYZ within the next 7 days. And I want you in the comments to tell me that you've done it and the date that you're masterminding with your circle.
100%. Give me your takeaways so far. Just being out here. You travel a lot, but give me your takeaways.
I think for me, it was just finding rest. You know, we're in March and I already feel like it's been the longest year ever, you know, so just to have rest and to be around, women, right, who's really dominating the game. They, obviously it's just refreshing for me. So to take a break from me always having to do everything for everyone and just simply be here and do nothing, makes me, very dangerous, when I go back, because I'm relaxed, right? When you're not relaxed, it's like you said earlier, you're just constantly moving. And so I think just knowing as an entrepreneur, it's okay to take a break and to, to connect and grow and clear your mind. Sometimes it's good to be in these environments where people don't want anything. They simply, just want to be here and just add value. And so for me, that was really good for me.
For sure.
Love it.
Good.
I love that.
First thing you want to do when you get back?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm signing a contract.
Sign a contract.
Yeah.
Love it. First thing you're going to do when you get back, my right?
Yeah.
First thing I'm doing when I get back, I am I'm finishing everything that I'm executing everything I put on my list to launch for the podcast. Ghetto CEO, drop it soon.
Ghetto CEO.
I love it. Because being a CEO is
It's
just so
giving ghetto. Yeah.
That's funny. Maya, talk to us.
First thing you gonna
Oh
do.
my gosh. Well, let me talk about what I learned. Everybody has poured into me. It was like when Ray gave me a quick little play and then I took a nap. I was like, thanks. I didn't even pour back into her. I'm like, I was asleep. She was asking me questions. I was like, oh shit, my bad. I forgot to pour back into you. You was pouring into me. I'm about to close on my first real estate investment property. So I just really appreciate the love. First thing when I get back, we're doing the podcast episode.
Yes.
I'm going to be on the Ghetto CEO podcast because it is very...
Ghetto.
It's back alley getting jumped. That's what entrepreneurship feels like. So I'm just excited to get back. I'm starting my new cohort with about 50 new clients. So I think that's going to be really fun. I'm excited.
I love it. I love it.
So for those that are looking like, dang, I like the little getaway. I want you to talk about how it came about. Obviously, we talked about it on the podcast. We want to do it, but everybody just called like, yo, let's get together.
Yeah.
Right. So there's I do it with the podcast community. Just call everybody together. Yo, let's get together and let's talk. No agenda, nothing. But when you do that, something comes out.
Something always comes out. This wasn't, so when we decided to do this, I knew exactly who to call to make this happen, because what I didn't have time for was the group chat that started off with 20 people, and by the end of it, there's 5 of us on a trip, right? I wanted people who were fast action takers. When I said, like, these guys didn't even ask how much.
Yeah, for sure.
There was no conversation about how much it costs. It's send me the link and I'm booking now. Terica booked like literally within 5 minutes. Yeah. But this literally came about. It came about because I was in a place when we talked about this several months ago where I needed some clarity on some things, and I was just kind of struggling emotionally, right, and mentally, and just really burned out. And in that space, sometimes on your own, while you're coaching other people, you need arms around you. You need to be poured back into. And so David actually recognized that on his own and said, this is what we're going to do. We're not shopping. We're not getting a physical gift that you can enjoy for a season. We're going to do something that's going to pour back. And when he's like, invite your friends, I knew exactly, like, you guys are, you and Monray are definitely people who we can talk. We get together, and when we talk, it's like it's like that session that you have and you leave and you're uplifted. And then Terica just always being in your presence. We're from the same hometown. Being in your presence whenever we do get time to spend together is always up from there. So this was just like a no-brainer. And Marcus, the same thing. You know, as I'm thinking about it, like every single last person that's here are people that I have had one-on-one encounters with that leaves you so full. And to be able to spend a couple of days in this circle in a relaxing environment where we don't have to do much work, you know, we can just chill. It changes everything. And you leave, right? Like, I can't wait. I couldn't wait to leave and get on this trip, and all of y'all communicated the same thing, like, oh, I need this, I'm going.
Yes,
but now I can't wait to get home.
Yeah, for sure. I want to have a conversation about like rest.
Yeah.
Because we're taught that we got to grind, hustle until something happens, and it's somehow counterproductive to productivity when you're operating. Your battery's at 10%, but you're still pushing. It's almost like trying to chop down the tree with a dull axe. You just keep hitting the tree, but it's not penetrating. But you just feel like you're working harder, and it's almost like the harder you work, the less you accomplish.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would definitely love to hear your perspectives on, or real life scenarios on how that. I know I could talk for hours about that.
Yeah. Sometimes I think we're hiding behind hard work. Sometimes I think we are doing more busy work than we are doing. So hard work is hard work, and then there's categories to it. There can be busy work, there can be smart work. Like, it's not a this or that. Smart work is also hard work, right?
Right.
But sometimes I think we get into the motion where it's like, I'm just gonna do, and you end up wearing yourself out. But we feel good about the fact that we were doing something, but it wasn't necessarily the best work we could have been doing. I am guilty of being that person. Like, I'm just going to show up and do content and just do it because I've decided that this is how much content I need on a weekly basis, and then I look back at the content like, this is trash.
I want to know everybody's balance.
Yeah.
Like, what is your balance between work and rest?
I feel like I don't really have a balance. I feel like I'm in this, like, even though I've been having my business, this is my 10th year in business this year, and I feel like I'm in this hamster wheel of, like, I gotta keep going because I don't want nothing to leave me. But right now I'm in a season of knowing that this is my God-given purpose, so it's not going to leave me if I'm keep moving forward. But you'll get in that hamster wheel of, like, I gotta keep achieving. Okay, this year I got to 2. Next year I gotta get to 5. Next year I gotta get to 10. Like, you feel like you can't rest because everything is gonna leave if you stop.
You really feel like you can't rest?
Not in this season. I don't feel like I rest.
In what season can you rest, though?
I know. I mean, I guess
that's the problem, right?
I know. Like, right now, I don't feel like I can rest because we're going through some staff changes. So I need to, like, be there. And I think it's so many, like, intricate things that's happening right now. But hopefully soon.
Yeah, I mean, you're taking this right now. What I've realized, me personally, when things get too chaotic, and you feel like you can't let your hands, I have to get away from it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think the opposite for me, because I have to think about it in a different way, because I actually perform best in chaos.
Yeah.
So I kind of make things chaotic so I can, like, thrive. It's weird.
Anybody else? Your thoughts?
Yeah, I would say, you know, for me, you know, I had a friend that told me, you know, T, you just, you know, you think you way more important than what you really are in your business. And at first,
you think you're way more important.
I think I'm
really
way
are.
more important in my business than what I really am. And I got offended at first. I'm like, yo, what that mean? Like, you saying I'm not important? Like, you know what I'm saying? And so he was like, nah, you act like an emergency cannot take place and you not do something about it. So you find yourself always in the middle of everything because you think that you have to be involved in everything. And so for me, I was like, yo, that is so true with me because, you know, it is, for me, I can't work in chaos because it takes away my vision. Like, I'm a dreamer and I'm a visionary. So if I'm in chaos, I'm not dreaming and I'm not at my full capacity. And so I always tell myself, like, in the middle of, like, what we're going on right now, we have, like, a major transition going on where we're going to be looking at buying a property management company. This is a huge transaction for my company, right? I am not there in the details right now. And it is chaotic, right? But because I'm not there in the details, I'm the one who's able to come in with a fresh set of eyes and bring the clarity that the team is going to need to be able to get the deal finalized. And so for me, I have to always tell myself, yo, T, you're not that deep. Like, you're not that important in this business, although you created this business. Like, we created it, but we have to... And I say this to myself, right? This is how I talk to myself. I have to stop making myself 911 for everybody. Like, I'm not 911. And so when you ask about balance and different things like that, you know, to me, there's just priorities, right? Like, you know, my ministry is number 1. My husband is number 2. My children is number 3. My career is number 4. What happens is I'm grateful that my ministry includes real estate that allows me to be able to do it. I'm grateful that my husband and my children are a part of this process, so I don't feel like I'm taken from them. But I'm also aware that Terica needs something for Terica. And so that's why I text Donni and said, I'm pulling up, because I knew that it was time for Terica to take time for Terica because it was getting to be too much.
I love it. I love it. It was given.
I know you got you have a call, right?
We want to swap out.
We want to swap out. We got Mr. Marcus Y. Rozier in the building. Anything you want to say to our friends as you?
No, I just want to tell them to keep masterminding, like, actually start the conversation. Because one thing y'all didn't mention is that y'all started masterminding on the plane. And I came back from the restroom like,
oh, did they? I had no idea.
I was like, bro, we started already? Like, we were not involved.
It went down.
Yeah,
you guys are in for a major treat. But Monray, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to swap out. Thank you so much.
And we have Mr. Marcus Y. Rozier. As we make that transition, Maya, I would love to hear your balance or your perspective or your relationship with work versus rest.
Yeah, I definitely want to answer that. And I have a follow-up question for y'all if I'm free to ask that. I'm curious to see when you guys recognize when you need rest, because sometimes I think we don't recognize it until it's too late, until we're, burnt out, because we're like, yeah, I can keep going. Like, I have the capacity to do this. But for me, I really enjoy rest. I don't think I have too much of an issue with being burnt out. I can't fight sleep. Y'all know I can't fight sleep. Y'all saw me on this trip just dozing off in the middle of lunch. Like, is she narcoleptic? Like, what's going on here? So I just really value rest. And I think that I see this issue many times with people who have, lived in poverty, and they're like, no, I have to keep working to get out of it. And by the grace of God, I haven't really fully experienced that. Like, my parents came here from a different country, but because of my dad's education, he's always had a good job and stuff like that. So I saw my parents work hard, but I never saw them like sacrifice their health, sacrifice their marriage, sacrifice their faith or anything like that for work. So I never saw, fortunately, a negative example of having to work hard despite, all the other things that you've had going on. So when I felt like I needed to rest, I take a nap every day at 2 p.m. I've been doing that for like the past 15 years now. So I just feel grateful that that is my perspective. I think it may or may not be a rare perspective, but that is honestly how I feel. Like, and there's also seasons where it's like we have to hustle. Like, there are some days where I will work an 18-hour day, and I feel good about that, knowing I still have it in me, but also knowing every day doesn't need to be like this. When I'm launching, I'm working more hours, but when I'm just in a season of fulfillment, I'm working less hours.
Let me ask this. Do you feel like you get too much rest, though? Do you feel like you're too well balanced? And that would be based on your goals, right?
Yeah.
But do you feel like could be going harder?
Oh, yeah. Donni and I have talked about this. Like, I was kind of bored in 2022. Like, the soft life was soft as hell. My body was soft. My revenue was soft.
Bank account was soft.
Yeah. So at the beginning of 2023, I'm like, I got to go back hard again, and I feel better.
And the thing is, I still just don't think there's a this or that. Like, I go hard every single day, but my going hard formula includes rest. If I need to take a nap, I'm going to take a nap, and I take a nap most days, right? But I've also built in, like, on Fridays, I don't do anything that's even remotely that looks like work. Friday is a built-in free day for me. So I get to choose what I want to do with that day. And when I make working a choice, well, actually, let me take that back, because I just started recording the Full Transparency podcast on Fridays.
Yes, congrats, girl.
But that doesn't feel like work, right? If I weren't doing that, I'd be sitting at home, probably responding to some emails, like light stuff. I don't see clients on those days. On Sundays, I don't do any work. Like, I have me time. I will pick up and travel whenever I want. But when I say I work hard, it means that the hours that I've allocated to working, I'm showing up. Like, I don't pull up to work and just like halfway do something. If I know that I'm working from 9 until 12, I am full throttle working from 9 until 12. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. I'm focused. The TV is off. There may be some great music playing in the background, and I'm getting it done. That way, I don't feel guilty, and I don't feel like I'm underperforming when it's time for me to lay my butt down and take a nap.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Marcus Rozier, you are here. Welcome to the Mastermind.
Welcome.
First off, just kind of share what made you come out, because you were already somewhere. You came earlier.
Yeah, I was in Vegas, but I got here in Mexico on Monday. Shout out to Donni for throwing me under the bus in the group chat, knowing that we talked about coming early. I came early. To your point about rest, I think it's important that we don't equate rest and sleep. I think rest is a state of peace. So I think if I were to word it in a way, I would say rest lives in the neighborhood of peace. So someone could work, and that is their state of peace. So for me, I live in a state of perpetual peace. I'm biblical, so I think the Bible says, peace I leave with you always. Jesus could leave anything, but the gift he left was peace, because he realized it's the one thing we can't buy.
Yeah.
Right.
So that mentally, emotionally, it's not attainment, it's alignment. So for me, I try to live in that, and I don't do, like to Donnie's point, I don't do a lot of marathons, I do sprints. So that's the way I live my life. If it's Monday, I sprint and coach on just Monday. I don't visit that again until Monday. If it's Tuesday, that's content. If it's Wednesday, that's the day where it's worship, wellness, I check on me. Thursday's my think day, right? So these are sprints. I touch them once a week, but they get touched every week. So that allows me to have this refreshness. So being here, I spent the first 2 days just literally mapping out thoughts because I respect them so much. Sometimes it's questions, and spending time making sure that, man, why am I doing what? It's that internal alignment. I asked myself a critical question Monday. I wrote down what are my needs and what is my response when I don't get what I need. That was what I wrote down. I started realizing
what are my needs and what is my
response when I don't get what I need. So I started realizing, like, in certain aspects of my life, I do want to be celebrated and praised, and when I don't get that, I fall back. So I spent that time. That's a state of rest. I wouldn't have got that if I wasn't in rest to really figure out me. Yeah. So that's a part of entrepreneurship because it shows up in how you treat people and how you do business and how you relate, what you roll out on that line.
But also, first, congratulations, you got a child coming, right?
First baby.
And one thing I was going to ask is, like, how the heck did you get out the house? Especially a week. Yo, I think I thought about taking a little trip or something.
Yeah.
And it was, it wasn't given.
It was not given.
You know what I mean? So, like, with that balance, like, how does, like, do you leave so that you come back better for charity, or how does that work?
Yeah, so shout out to my lady. She really understands and encourages me. So, like, once a month, I get away in some shape, form, or fashion. Or even if it's going for a drive. What I do is heavy, well, all of us, it's heavy thought intensive. We're, in essence, packaging ideas. So we live in our heads. So from running a church or multiple businesses, consulting, etc., everything is on you. You're one person for everything, but everything's not enough for the one person. So she realizes I need to get away where nobody's asking me for nothing, pressure me with anything. If I sit alone with me, one thought could last me months, which we all can as an entrepreneur. So she encourages it and pushes it and is like, hey, you need to get away. So that's a beautiful thing, someone that celebrates and encourages your purpose.
Hey, have your wife call my wife. I'm like, just explain how it's better.
How it's necessary.
I think I probably get on her nerves, so she probably want the break as bad as I want.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I feel that.
You said something, one word, a couple of times that resonates so much, because the bulk of the hard work that I do is thoughts, thinking. Thinking is really, really hard work for me. Sitting in my thoughts, thinking about how to be innovative, thinking about what the next step is, thinking for my clients or on behalf of my clients, like just always me and Dave are always mapping something out. And because I'm so systematic and I am in the details, I'm constantly thinking of, it takes me a little longer to execute because I can see like, if we do this, then we have to do this, and this. Like even setting up for this podcast out of the country, I'm observing and I'm looking, and I said to you, oh, this was a great experience because we had a couple of hiccups getting set up, right? I'm like, this was a great experience because now it gives me a better idea. I'm sitting here thinking the whole time of how we can make this process better for travel. We're about to go on tour here, and all I'm thinking about is, oh, okay, we need a backup for the backup and then the backup for that backup, and this is how we can make this easier. Thinking is exhausting.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So as we kind of have our own philosophy on work versus rest, I would love to hear how you guys, your relationship with reward. Like, how do you reward yourself? What do you consider a reward? What do we do? Is this rest the reward? Terica, we'll start here.
Oh my goodness, I was hoping you did not start with me.
Outside of them Balenciaga shoes, because she has every color.
Yeah. These are not Balenciagas. These are Christian Louis Vuitton.
Wrong designer.
My goodness. So it's so embarrassing. Only the most intimate people around me know this. Like,
can't say that anymore.
Huh?
Can't say that anymore.
I know.
Welcome to $1 million a month.
Welcome to the Super Bowl podcast.
I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I find my reward within my husband. You know, on him.
Ooh. When
you be on him?
We getting
Children watch this show.
No, they don't.
That's your reward? That's your reward?
That's my reward.
Like, baby, listen, we closed the
I
deal.
need to celebrate.
You know what it is.
That's right. That's right.
Lay down, babe. We about to celebrate.
That's
hilarious.
I want to get married so I can celebrate that.
Yes.
I mean,
But girl, you know how you're.
It's lovely.
It really is, because for women, if for just a second, for women, we don't view sex the same way
Right.
and I would probably say maybe for people who have a healthy perspective of relationships and sex, it's not the same for us. So it's just like the concept of you get sex for a gift for your birthday. We're going to do something special there. It makes sense that you would want to celebrate in that way. I celebrate in every way, but I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah. And when he said
That's the celebration.
so what happens was I learned early on, just real quick, I would go so hard that I would forget about him. And I would just be so caught up in the process of just wanting to escape poverty and not go back to where we were, that I was not being a great wife. So anytime, I'm, accepting rewards, right?
Accepting reward.
It's heavenly for me. Like I feel my most proudest moment as a woman and as a wife doing that.
Maya.
So you better go home
We
and
are
celebrate.
missing
A lot.
out. Maya.
It's coming.
I have officially entered my season of celebration.
Season of celebration.
I have officially, you've just increased my desire to enter my own personal season of celebration. So I say to you right now, let the rewards be plentiful.
That's
Maya,
funny.
what is your
Be careful if you don't
relationship with
be
your
fruitful.
reward?
Reward, I don't know. I think maybe I feel fulfilled with a level of acknowledgement. I honestly don't know what my relationship with reward is. Somebody will be like, oh, how are you going to celebrate Impact Weekend? I'm like, maybe I'll go away for a weekend or something, but if I stay home, that's fine too. I'm very low maintenance. I enjoy my house. I enjoy my space. I enjoy spending time with family. So that's how I like to, celebrate.
But not how you celebrate, but your relationship with reward. Some people don't reward themselves. I maybe I'm that way now, but for a long time, I didn't celebrate. Right? I'll do an event. It's pressure, stress, trying to get it together. It works out. It's successful.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'm like, whoa, I'm so glad that's over. I'm relieved, not basking in a reward. So there's not like I guess I still don't. I don't celebrate.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Sometimes to me, it's like the work within itself. Like, oh, I did this. Feels like the reward. Like, growing up, it's like excellence was expected. So it's like you don't get rewarded for getting A's because that's what you're supposed to do. And then it's like if you get an A-, it's like, well, why did you get an A- when A+ is what
possible.
is what the expectation is. So, I think I've kind of dealt with that a little bit, but I think that's why the accomplishment, like doing it, feels like the reward because that's what's expected of you. And then when you don't hit it, then it feels like, I don't know, whatever the opposite of reward is, beating yourself up or whatever.
So is this toxicity?
Our rewards be looking real group chattish.
That's what I'm saying. But like she said, her reward
Congratulations.
is spending time with family, or that's not. I mean, that's your reward, but a lot of times for you, maybe being like the patriarch of the family. I don't know, like your family
She's
dynamic.
definitely not the patriarch of the family.
The patriarch means like the person that people admire, right? Most, isn't that right?
Maybe.
Did I make that up?
There's the matriarch and the patriarch.
The
What's
matriarch is nurturing. The patriarch is
Anyway,
like security.
the person that's like really successful and you the cool one, the one the parents are proud of, auntie they start bragging on. You come, that's a reward for them.
Right.
But is your so your reward is just being around family? Do you say after I accomplish this, I'm going to reward myself? Because I think that would be healthy.
Yeah,
I
mean,
haven't done it, but
I can be around them even when I don't do something grand or successful. They're super proud. It's challenging to say like if I'm the patriarch because I have a sister who's also just as successful.
Yeah,
and she has kids, so it's
and
almost
she's older.
like, and it's more impressive because my parents love being grandparents. So it's like Maya's successful, but where are her kids at? So
do you get that pressure a lot? Do you feel that pressure?
Just a tiny bit. I think the fact that my sister has 3 whole kids, it's not as much pressure. But my mom's always like, when Mr. Right comes along, we'll be doing this. And I feel like I can sense a little bit that my dad is like, is she just going to be married to her business? Is she going to actually be married? Is she going to have kids and stuff like that? So it's not a pressure that they put on me, but it's like I can still sense it a little bit. It's something they want for me.
It's not patriarch.
No.
That's not the word.
No,
it's
That's
not.
crazy. Patriarch is the male
It's
head
the
of
man.
a family or a
Yes,
tribe.
yeah.
Like there's a matriarch
We
and a
knew what patriarch
So
is.
what is okay? But y'all understood what I meant. What matriarch is a
It's
woman
mother.
who is
It's
the
the
head of a
woman,
family
head
or
of the
tribe.
family.
Matriarch is
So
like
you
big
I guess-
mama.
I guess you could-
Patriarch is like big daddy.
Yeah.
I think we
Okay,
all
but you
understand
could you
that
could be.
concept.
You don't have to be like oldest. You could just be the person that's. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, that's
you
how
get
my
what I'm
dad
saying.
was, though. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
my dad was. It was like
My-
everybody from my dad's side and my mom's side relied on my dad to be successful.
Gotcha.
So it's like
Okay.
his reward was taking care of everybody. So I feel like
Gotcha.
that's kind of what you're
For
explaining.
sure,
Yeah.
I was going for it.
Yeah.
Marcus Rozier, I want to hear your relationship with reward.
I don't think I have a very good one. I
It's
feel
not good, right?
No.
Right?
Y'all, I be celebrating. I can't lie. So I don't do big major celebrations, but like I'm always talking about celebrating. When we did the 1 million downloads, I don't need to be externally celebrated so much as I'm going to acknowledge something that is a major milestone. So I'm like, let's go out. We're going to celebrate the downloads. We're going to take ourselves out. Let's do this. I take things, but I also take things like birthdays and holidays so seriously. I go all out for celebrating people, and I want to be celebrated in that way. That these little milestones, I celebrate for sure, or not even little milestones. These huge milestones, because we deserve to be celebrated. We are doing things that are firsts in our bloodlines. We are doing things that are unheard of from people who come from places that we come from. It just is what it is, and we deserve to celebrate and understand. But you don't stop to celebrate. That's my thing. Like you fit in this. You don't stop necessarily to say. You don't make the $1 million and then you take your foot off the gas. You make the $1 million. You go to dinner. You toast it up. Maybe you have a cake and you get your butt right back to work as soon as you leave. Right?
Gotcha.
Yep.
What's your relationship?
The reason why I say I don't think it's very good, it don't cross my mind, and it could be a form of guilt because I feel like I wasted like a big portion of time, not unaware of purpose.
I don't understand.
So like early teens, 20-ish, I feel like I spent so much time not knowing what I was put here to do that I feel like I wasted those years. So when I finally figured it out, I feel like there's so much more to do, and the distance is so far in my mind that stopping to celebrate reward almost feels like stopping to eat ice cream because you worked out one day. You know, so I feel like the results, I need more results for there to be more reward, but
that never stops.
I get it, because it's a moving finish line, but I do think things such as this, the ability to be able to make a decision last minute and travel somewhere is a form of reward to say you've put yourself in a position that this guy said this to me. I was in Florida and he was asking me, what do I do? And I don't really like answering that question. But long story short, I started explaining to him. He's like, oh, so you're like me, semi-retired. I was like, what's that? He said, you do what you want to do with who you want to do it with, and you know you can afford it. That's the reward, right? The reward is knowing you're in a position to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it with, and know that you can afford it. So if I could say any reward, it's knowing I'm about to have my first child, and the gift I can give to my wife is she don't have to rush back to work. It's knowing that I can spend time with my family. I can take time off. It's knowing that every December I take the month off. So if I could say any reward, it's to own my time.
Is it bad because I know all of us are huge givers. Is it so bad to feel like our reward comes in the package of doing for others?
No. That feels good to me.
I love it.
I feel like our lives in general are rewarding, and maybe that's why it just feels to me like how
lives
we're
in
describing
general are
reward
rewarding.
feels like, oh, we work, then we're rewarded. It's like every day I feel rewarded. It's like I wake up in a home that I love, that I'm able to afford. I work with clients that I enjoy. I see my family when I want them. It's like, I don't think it's more so like, you know, when you're working a 9 to 5 and then you wait for your vacation time and then I'm rewarding myself because I worked really hard for 8 weeks and I could take a vacation. Every single day to me just feels rewarding. I don't know if you guys feel like that, but I just feel so much gratitude.
I know I'm approaching this wrong because this trip wasn't reward for work. It's wow, it's something that I need so that I can accomplish something else. It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Why I'm asking these questions, because it doesn't feel like I'm not a celebrator. Like my wife is, she's super excited. I'm getting excited now. about my daughter's second birthday. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I could think of was like, yo, she has no idea it's her birthday. What are we, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm like, yo, you're doing this for you. You want to do it because she don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this isn't for.
But the reward for Sarai is going to come when she's older and she can look back at the pictures and say, wow, this is a reward. Like, seriously, I literally just cleaned out a closet in my condo and I took out this case of photos and that I haven't seen in like 8 years. They've been packed away. And I opened it up and I literally saw pictures of my childhood, Deja's childhood, and I'm so thankful that I have these things documented. It felt like a reward. Like it felt celebratory of my life and going back and seeing those milestones. It might not be a reward for her right now, but when she sees the way that her parents invested and loved on her growing up, she will absolutely feel rewarded.
What I'm now thinking, even after that statement, is that maybe that is a reward for us.
Yeah.
Like it's a reward for Sarai's parents to say, yo, we have this child, and like it does feel good. And this is the first year that I really feel really, really good. Like I'm excited because my wife put together the whole thing. I'm talking about ice cream trucks and she got this and bouncy houses and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I'm more excited than Sarai would be because when she's done, she's just done.
Yeah.
Right? But I feel, wow, we can really do this for our daughter.
We can really do
so that
this.
maybe that, and I know how it like makes my wife light up, and she's inviting people that I would have never, you know what I mean? She's inviting everybody.
Yes, she is.
I know I got my invite.
You got your invite. You got an invite. You don't even have a baby. You know what I mean? Like Dre is so excited. She is inviting everybody.
This is about to be the block party of the year. Do you hear me?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, can we address what we just talked about? I just feel like we got to clear the air. A little bit.
About the group message?
The text message, yeah.
No.
Yeah, we got to. Okay, so here we go. So,
oh, God.
We get a text message from Stryker.
Hey, Stryker.
You know, Chef Stryker, right?
Chef Stryker.
And I don't even feel like calling him a chef anymore.
Stryker.
But he sends a text message of me and Donni with just like the eye emoji.
No, he sends the praying hands, like the gratitude hands.
Was it gratitude hands?
Yeah. He sent the praying hands. And I respond. He sends it to me and Dave in a group text. He's never group texted us before, right? So he sends the gratitude hands. I respond because I don't really know why he sent it. I respond with the eye emojis. Like I'm looking at it like,
I didn't even know who it was.
He didn't know who it was.
It wasn't a number. I didn't have his number saved.
When I responded, Dave sends me a separate text and says, who is this? And I said, it's Stryker. And he's like, oh, okay.
And then Stryker replies
wait, and then he goes, the episode just released today.
Right.
So it instantly hit for me that we just released an episode of me, you, and Neo, and we were saying great things about Stryker. So he was sending gratitude hands to say thank you for shouting me out. So it all makes sense. I got it. David still hasn't gotten it. Go ahead.
No. Yeah. So I when she said it's Stryker, I'm like, oh, the episode dropped today, and he actually put the episode that dropped today, right? So she said, Donni says, I know you deserve the mention. So he said, your Stryker story was funny. Thanks. See you Sunday, Shans, with the kids. Right? So now y'all gotta just prep. When you think of Stryker, what do you think of?
The food.
The food, right? So I say, oh, you're catering?
Oh, God.
Oh.
See, immediately their reaction. Because what do you think?
He's coming to the party.
He's coming to the party.
But the only one, I didn't know who it was.
Right, it's not
And
safe.
when I think of Stryker, I'm thinking he does catering.
At this point, though, he knows that it's Stryker.
Yeah, I know it is, but I'm saying I don't have that relationship with him.
Let me just
like
tell you
that
this:
necessarily.
if Stryker was catering the party, you would have noticed that invoice. You might not be in the details of the ice cream truck or anything else, none of those deposits. But if Stryker was catering this, you would have noticed that invoice.
But you're saying it as if I don't know how much this costs. Dre be swiping. You hear me? I come home.
Dre is a swiper.
And there are
Swipe.
Amazon boxes piled up.
Shout out to my sister.
Every day. Every day.
Right.
So I don't know. So and then I
Keep
said,
doing what you do,
and
Dre.
then he started
baby.
laughing. Then I said, or you got little kids. I said, you ain't got no kids, do you? Because I just don't know enough about Stryker.
That's so funny.
Yo, David says, you catering? And Stryker said, no, your wife invited me to come and enjoy the festivities. Your wife invited me to come enjoy the festivities.
Oh.
And David's like, oh, you ain't got no kids, do you?
No, I said that before. I said that before, and then he said, your wife invited me to come enjoy the festivities. I said, that's what's up. I was like, how Sarai gonna eat a lamb chop? You know what I mean?
He's trying to clean it up now. He's like, I was wondering how Sarai was gonna eat a lamb chop.
Yo, and I did feel
Dave, you're
bad.
making it worse. Just shut up.
I don't think it's making it worse. I didn't know.
So bad.
That's why I feel like I gotta like talk about it here. Because we start to identify people by what they do.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast,
You know what I mean?
where we talk about ththings that should have been talked about privately, very publicly.
No, I feel like I ride with Stryker. That was a lesson for me. Like or he's doing a phenomenal job branding, because when I think of him, I'm thinking catering, right? If somebody's coming through, especially because I don't have that relationship. And I didn't know him and my wife had that relationship like that. You know what I mean? Because he catered my birthday and stuff like that. So I didn't know he had kids. So that's why I wanted to say it here, because I didn't want, I think it was a lesson for me to learn and not just assume.
What was the lesson?
You know what I mean? Is that bad?
What was the lesson?
The lesson was that he's not always just around just to be a chef.
I don't think it's bad. I
Not
just
just
think the
him.
lamb chop part.
Or
Like, I'm still on the lamb chop part. It's like how my daughter going to
Really, I was alarmed when he said he's coming.
Oh my
If I'm
God.
gonna be real with you, I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
dang.
How's my kid gonna eat lobster?
Yeah, like what type of party is this? Because I remember
Who is this for? Us, baby.
because Dre just told me like 60 people was coming, and now I immediately start calculating.
Oh God.
Stryker ain't no joke. You heard? Ain't no joke.
Stryker ain't no
Shout out to
joke.
Stryker.
Yeah, but shouts out to Stryker, man. I feel like I want to take Stryker to lunch because he's a really good person.
Let's take him to lunch. You take him by
I'm
yourself.
gonna take him lunch.
You take
Why
him by
you always trying to
yourself.
include yourself.
Anytime
would take my
anytime
boy.
there is food available,
That's
okay?
right. Yes.
I'm showing up.
Yeah.
And it was a group text. It was a mistake made in front of the group. It's only right if the group goes to lunch.
No, it's
so
not.
there's that.
No,
Stryker
it's
will be
not.
taking you to lunch.
Because I
Oh,
felt bad, like really all day. I'm like, dang, I hope he doesn't feel like he is what he does. Or I hope he doesn't feel like I see him as
that,
a
yeah.
thing
Only
that he
that.
does.
Yeah.
Because that was me. So that's why I'm man enough to come
Yeah.
like and talk about it publicly.
Yeah.
And be like, yo,
sweet.
Stryker, I
But
rock
shout out to Chef Stryker, you guys. You want to be so good at what you do that when your name is mentioned in rooms, that people are thinking of you for what it is that you do because you do it so well. So,
Yeah.
Stryker Eats on Instagram, I think it is. Check him out, you guys. In fact, in this episode, let's make sure we actually tag him in the description so you
Yes,
guys can go
exactly.
and show some love to Stryker, support
Please,
him.
let's send Kashifa text. Please, just make sure y'all rock with him, man.
Yeah.
'Cause food is phenomenal.
His food is
and
everything.
just a humble.
Get the
amazing
lamb
person.
chops and the Alaskan
sauce.
king crabs and those collard greens, but the sauce on the lamb chops, I encourage you to ask for a side of it to freeze later because you can put that on everything.
You know what's crazy? Now I feel like uncomfortable actually booking him for something. I don't want to just.
Oh God.
Because you're the homie now, Stryker.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. I don't
Anyway.
think he'll feel uncomfortable when you pay the invoice.
bet.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. As soon as you pay the invoice, it'll be fine. Marcus, go ahead.
There you go,
I
bro.
was going to say, though, to that same point, I think, do you think that's why people who are in certain industries hang with each other? Because other people, like, let's say I was riding with Chance to come to Terica's event, and there was a girl running behind the car, like, oh, do you see who that is? Do you think that at a certain point...
Talking
when
about Shan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think at a certain point when you're successful, people see you as an opportunity and not a person?
Oh.
Like,
Oh, for
not
sure.
saying that that's how David saw the person, but I'm saying that there are people that you typically don't get a chance to build a relationship, get a photo, get a video, share it with other people. So
Yeah.
people don't realize that indirectly they're turning you into an opportunity to share with someone else, not even to actually build with you, although they say that's what they want.
Yo, and really, and I rock with Ashley, right? If there was like an event going on, right? And just randomly she said, yo, I'll see you Sunday, I may assume that she produced that event. You know what I mean? Because
That's
like,
very different.
I don't know if it's
Just
very
a
different,
random event going on or your event that's going on.
but I just didn't know because it's almost, this birthday party is almost a random event to me because I wasn't involved in the details. So I don't know.
Just own it. You
I
made a
did.
mistake.
I just talked about it. Did I not
Yeah.
own it?
You owned it.
Golly.
But don't
But I think
but
Marcus
you're
makes a good point
backpedaling.
because I feel
No,
like
no,
I've
no,
seen
I'm-
that happen twice today, though.
What?
like when people see you as an opportunity, like the bigger you get, it's like the less humanized you become. It's like people see you as a check mark, people see you as a podcast, people, it's like on, you know,
it's
no
like that
shade to
interview.
people in the community. They're like, oh, I want to do this for you, and it's like, can you really serve me, or are you just trying to get in my community? Oh, I want to come on your stage. I don't even know who you are. What value do you bring to me? It's like people don't really want to serve you the way they're trying to front like they do. It's like, oh, I want to get in front of your community that you spent money, time, blood, sweat, tears, and years building.
But even social cues, the ability to recognize timing. Like, I'll use an example where you might know what I'm talking about. Donni was eating her chicken wings.
Yes, God. I'm killing these chicken wings too.
And Donni and I are talking, and the person starts a conversation like it was a continuation of a conversation. Like, Donni and I was like, did I step in on something? Yeah, so like I'd be saying. And Donni was like, okay. And everybody knows how Donni is about germs. And the person keeps trying to shake her hand while she's eating wings. And
oh, God.
And at a certain point, it's not, she was so gracious. And that's what I was saying, like seeing it as an opportunity, or not even having the patience, the grace to say, this is a person eating their food who just finished speaking on stage, who's going to be here all night. So I think it's like those small windows. And if there was going to be a relationship, now it's become so awkward where you lost an opportunity on something where you could contribute. I truly believe in, whether you believe in karma or sowing and reaping, you just withdrew from someone you haven't invested into. You, at this point,
that's what
it would be theft to build a relationship with someone that you started it taken from.
Ooh, he is saucy with that word.
But let me ask you, how do you identify who you need to be building a relationship with, and who you do I have to build a relationship with everybody that comes in my path?
No.
Or do I have to acknowledge that person as I don't know, somebody that I don't know. I'm having a hard time with this. Actually, side note, another conversation. Young lady today on the live says, hey, I want to be invited as your special guest for an event.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that didn't make sense to me.
Well, how do I don't understand exactly what you're asking me. But it's like, yo, I want to come and I want to be mentored and things of that nature. And shouts out to her. But I get that a lot. Like, yo, how can I be mentored? How can I get together with you? Somebody else hit me yesterday, sent me a text, like, yo, I want to connect you with this guy. He really wants to connect with you. And I'm like, well, can you tell me what the connection is about? And he's like, yo, I just want to connect. And I just,
it's like, what does that mean?
I'm really awkward in handling this stuff.
Well, and then we also
I don't want to be a celebrity or nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and that's the part that's uncomfortable for me, the celebrity of it all. Like, I signed up to be an entrepreneur, and I know, you know, that I have impact, and it's now spread globally. It's been there, but at the same time, I didn't sign up for that part. Like, I really just want to eat these chicken wings right now. Right.
We kind of did, though.
I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea.
You signed up for it?
No, I didn't.
And we didn't fully know what came with it until we got to that point. You don't know what comes
with it. And so it's just, for me, I don't mind meeting people. In fact, I am grateful every time somebody recognizes me. I am seriously so flattered and so grateful, and I'm excited to meet you. I just think that there is a timing thing. Like, it's almost like I expect people to operate the way that I would, right? Like, I would never stand over somebody's plate while they're eating. And this is what Marcus is referencing. This person literally stood over my plate, and I'm like casually sliding my plate back, trying to be a little inconspicuous about it. And the further I pull it back, the closer they come to it. So now I'm not even going to eat this food anymore. And this was a long day. This was a 2-day conference, and you know, all this stuff is happening. So that's just one thing that's out of the norm. So I don't want you guys to feel that way. I remember seeing an interview that Michael B. Jordan just did a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago, and this guy, Michael is talking to somebody, and this guy's like, Michael, and shoving stuff in his face to the point where he got so uncomfortable that he had to say, wait, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to sign your autograph, but treat me like a human, like I'm a person. I'm a person.
That's good.
Right? And that is, I don't know. Like,
how do we, so on one hand, we tell people to seize an opportunity. And if it's somebody that they've been following for a while and they finally see the person, right? And they don't want to miss this window of opportunity. Because they might wait, or they got to go, or they might look up and you're going. Right, so on one hand, we're telling people to seize the opportunity. You've manifested this. You said, I want to meet this person one day, and this is their opportunity to meet the person. Maybe a little bad form, but we really can't be mad at it, right? Because
I'm going to tell you to seize the opportunity. Listen, if this is your one shot and you feel that strongly about it, and you're like, I got to meet her or I got to meet him, I am going to tell you, go for it. Respectfully and safely, go for it.
And I think, and you probably talked to the lady, right?
Absolutely, I did. I'm always talk to you.
We handle it. Yeah.
It's just such an interesting balance. Like, I agree with you, Donni. Like, I always feel really grateful when people come up to me and stuff. And I feel bad when people are like, oh, you might not remember me or whatever. Like, somebody came up to me at Impact Weekend. They're like, you don't remember, but we had a call in 2015, 8 years ago. I'm like, I remember exactly who you are. I remember exactly what you do. And she started crying.
But did you say that, or did you really remember?
I really did remember her. I remembered our conversation.
I'll be saying it
I remember. I would say 99%. No, I really remember 99% of the conversation.
You talking about? And they say 2017.
Yes,
about 2017.
2017.
Oh, no, because you be doing that nonsense. I really remember. I'll say it before they can say it. So I really do. And it is that balance of like, well, how do you shoot your shot? But like Donni said, it's like safely and respectfully, because there's a protection thing too. I think I used to be an extrovert in college when I was a nobody, and it's like, oh, I'm out partying and stuff, and now it feels scary and like an uneven balance when I'm out and there's people that know me that I don't know who they are.
The part right
and that
there.
feels a little bit intimidating for me, to be quite honest. Like, I was at Impact Weekend, some people could see that I was at Intercontinental, and this guy came up to me and was like, hey, we've been DMing, I've been commenting on your stuff, and it's like, that's can be a little bit creepy to me. So it's like, I don't know who you are. So it's just a weird balance of safely and respectfully, like, hey, do you mind if I send your assistant an email for us to do a podcast interview? Versus, I think the balance is whether or not you feel entitled to that person.
You just said
feel
it.
an entitlement.
You said the unfair advantage or something like that. And that's so when I say safely and respectfully, I told the story, and I'm not going to really go into the whole story because I've told it a couple of times on the podcast. But what I mean, like the guy who, when I'm driving my car and there's a guy and a girl in a car next to me, and the guy, all I see at that time is the guy. He's just looking. And I pull off, and then he pulls off, and I notice him getting behind me in traffic. They followed me. And so when I notice that they're following me, I pull over into a public parking lot where there's a grocery store, a bookstore. And I get out of the car like I'm going to the bookstore, and he gets out and he's like, Donni, my girl, gotta meet you. And I'm like, dude, because I carry.
I love that stuff, man.
But you love it because you're a man. I'm by myself.
I feel you.
I'm by myself as a woman, and all I see is clearly a larger man, and there's someone in the car. I can't tell who's in the car, and as I'm zipping through traffic trying to confirm that you're following me, you're zipping through traffic following me. I pull into a parking lot, you pull in, and I'm getting out like I'm gonna have the advantage here. And he's like, Donni, my girl gotta meet you. And I'm like, boy, you should have said that when we were sitting at the light. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, I actually like love every minute of it, man. I do. I do. You know what? It's not as comfortable after events, because like I'm so drained. But I'll sit there and I'll talk to everybody, take as many pictures. I just take it because I love it. But like out in the streets, oh my gosh. It like when someone says, yo, the podcast impacted me, yo, I made money, I'm like, yo, this is the fuel. That's like that's the biggest reward for me.
I love it
like
too.
Yeah.
But again, emphasis on safely
for sure.
and respectfully. Like the following and the traffic part, I love it. You guys come and say hello all the time. You know I love it. Yeah. But the following me in traffic part. Let's chill on that part. Let's not do that one.
Right. I want to see, this is you're kind of new celebrity social media person
out here
right
in
now.
These streets.
These last 2 years been like, it's kind of up, and you are not an extrovert at all. Like, Terica tell you, yo, people are not my thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, how's it been adjusting for you? Because people are noticing you more.
Yeah. So whenever you guys was talking, I was thinking. Whenever you guys was talking, two things came to my mind, right? So it's, for me, don't curse the blessing, right? So like everything that we do requires, subscriptions or audience, follows or whatever the case may be. And so it's like, how do I remain humbled during this process where I don't curse the blessing that God has actually given us. But also we're called to protect the sheep as well, because we know that our platforms, whoever we put on, whoever we co-sign, immediately everybody gravitates to them. And so for me, recently at my last mastermind, I purposely stayed in the room an extra 30 minutes, and I timed it because it's an extra 30 minutes.
That's big for T.
Yeah, that's big. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be able to do more with the blessing of what God was doing for me at this particular time in my life. And I actually told Dave, like, I'm learning how to be, it was almost like I was arrogant, but it was like a humble arrogance.
Yeah.
Like if that makes sense. I'm just being transparent.
Turn the mic up a little bit.
I'm being transparent. Like I'm like I don't need anything from any of these people, but I'm giving them something, and that should be enough. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And so I was really, rebuked with that, and I was, I had to come and ask for forgiveness, because I'm like, that's not how I want it to be.
Yeah.
So I would run to Dave and be like, oh my God, my eye is drained. I'm done. And that's just not right. And so I just had to work on myself with that, to say, no matter where you're at in life, T, these are people you have impacted. Yeah. And because you've impacted them, they are excited to be a part of your life and in this room with you. And so how dare you not want to stay here for a few extra minutes to be able to, give a little bit more than what's contractually required. Yeah. And so I'm learning that. Now, I'll tell you this, coming here, I'm in the airport, and I'm still getting used to all of this. Coming here, I text Dave, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this person just fanned out in front of me. So I'm in the Sky Lounge, and she's like, oh my gosh, this female real estate guru. And she just kept getting louder and louder and louder.
I love it.
And so the lady who worked at the Sky Lounge at Delta, she had to turn around. She's like, I had to make sure you wasn't the person, the mom or whoever coming from America. You know what I'm saying? And so it was
you.
Yeah. So, but again, at that moment, I humbled myself, because normally I would just walk away with a straight face.
No way.
Yes. No, I had to work on me, because it was it was a lot of, I'm not an attention person. So when when I'm the center of attention, it bothered me. Yeah.
I'm used to having attention in circles, like in industries, in the network marketing industry, in my companies, but now worldly, it's kind of like the attention when you expect it, but like when you're just out, because I be walking around looking busted 90% of the time. I think that's the bigger issue I'm looking, there's no in between for me. I either look fabulous or busted. And y'all
real quick, where are you at right now?
I'm
just for clarity. I'm just trying to understand. No, I just want to know where she sees herself.
I'm done.
Clear vision of herself.
I'm fabulous right now. I don't know. I can't see if my hair has poofed up in this weather. I can't see myself right now, but
yeah. For Terica, what's I think different about her is she didn't ask for it, or she didn't even really do anything to say, I'm going to create content, be an influencer. Like, I feel like I pushed her into that.
No, you definitely
she's in her
did.
Own little,
you definitely did. I say that all the time.
Yeah, she in her own world. Like, yo, I'm building real estate. I got tenants who never see me. I ain't got to talk to y'all. Yeah. Like, let me just go.
So
and
nice.
like her adjustment has been amazing, because she used to be like, hey, David, with these people, but now she's like owning it, saying, yo, I want to get better. I want to spend more time. She said, yo, I want to smile more.
Yeah,
because you'll be able to see it on her face.
Eyebrows. Yes, I've been working on my eyebrows. I
love
that. Is so funny.
I love that you are being intentional about accepting the fact that you are actually an influencer. What we have to realize, guys, is the pandemic especially made it such that what people saw from their homes every single day were entrepreneurs out here getting to it. Like, games were canceled, industries were canceled, but we're still working. And people see regular, ordinary entrepreneurs now as celebrities. And if you have a platform at all and you have a little bit of a following, like, you are a celebrity in so many people's eyes. And just like athletes go through training, like publicity training, and artists go through artist development and training, we need some type of training,
I
for
need it.
people
I'm signing up and
who are
paying for it.
introverts in this space.
But I don't think a lot of people are interested in that, because I see some people in the way, like when someone comes up to them, you kind of like they poke out their chest and they try to just be like, I don't know what to call it, but try to be nonchalant and try to be cool, and they're not giving the person
any energy.
That energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for me, I try extra hard to, because that's always running in the back of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm trying extra hard to make sure that I don't feel like the person that you are painting me as.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you. I feel like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I would say this, like, David and B Simone has helped me see that a lot, because like when I'm out with B, it is crazy, and she is so humbled by it. Like,
she is.
She's never not taken a picture and or like talk to them when they come up. Like, me and David walking through the mall, and I mean, this guy just kept on going, and I'm like trying to push him away, like, dude, we trying to walk. And David is like, you know what I'm saying?
He will stop for everybody.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, that's beautiful to me.
It is.
You know, but for me, it's work. I have to learn how to do that, because I'm not naturally like that. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But y'all have never turned anybody away or anything like that, right?
I've never turned anybody
Oh,
away.
I love it. I thrive off the stuff though. So.
I only want to turn
Like, come on,
people
let's talk
away when I look a mess. Because I promise you, Maya, I look a mess. And that's when they want to turn it. I'm like, if you don't slap a filter on that picture real fast.
And then they don't know how to take the angles be crazy.
Your
I'm like,
angle
dang, that's
be
the only photo they don't have of me.
But no, but even when I look a mess, I don't turn anybody away.
I don't turn anybody away. And even like, the conversation we've had about, doing it safely and all of that, I still really desire for people to feel seen, because that's all they want. They want to know, like, I follow you, I'm excited about you. I just want people to feel seen and heard, even if sometimes it might feel a little bit creepy to me. So
Yeah.
I love it. Rozier, what say you before we wrap up? Because I want to go get something to eat again.
I'm
I'm hungry.
starving.
Eat some more.
I don't.
Hold on, Bree. Make sure the reservation's good. Is she in here? No.
What time is the reservation?
What are we doing?
It was at 7:45.
Oh, wow.
We're doing Asian tonight.
Ooh.
Asian. Hey, Reese or Zell, can y'all text Bree and tell her to make sure the reservation's good? For, let's say, 8:15.
Let's do it.
Yep, let's get it.
To your point, I don't think it's just influencer and exposure. I think it's personality type too, right? So you have to think like what Terica's basically saying. I'm an introvert, so she's saying, I don't fill myself back up and build my energy around people. I fill myself back up alone.
No, not alone.
Or
horizontally with her husband.
Horizontally,
Specifically. I'm assuming that it's horizontally, but it's not alone.
But what Dave is saying, you got to think.
Filled up is crazy right now. This is crazy.
I can't even use that word. Like, I can't even use that term. Let me go a different direction. Basically, what I'm saying is, well, like Dave's personality, Donnie's personality, all of our personality types are very different. Like Terica lit, but she's very modest about it. You all are modest about it, but our personalities to be an extrovert and to be outgoing it's basically how we feel ourselves. Our energy is built on interaction.
Yeah.
I could not be a person that sits as an accountant looking at a desk and finding numbers. Like I don't find joy in that. So I think some aspects of it is influencers and what you said about training, but it's also personal development.
Yeah.
How we learn ourselves, how we respond to people. Some of us are. Well, Dave helped me. I don't know if you remember this with this assessment. There was some blind spots within myself where I'm very uncomfortable with compliments. Right? Like super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with attention. So it's a variation. It depends on what I'm getting the attention for and what someone is saying it about.
Yeah.
So
Marcus, those glasses look really nice on you. As you were talking, I was sitting here admiring the way the outfit is fitting you right now.
Gosh.
Is it fitting, Terica? It's very fitting.
Right.
But did you notice, Maya, did you notice the beard and how it's shaped up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
He
moving
been
right
going all
along.
day. He loves the attention, though.
He loves it.
What he practiced way different than what we did.
Like that would make me very uncomfortable. Like that.
I want to say real quick, shout out to my boy Striker. You know I love you, baby. That's my boy. Can't wait to get together. This Sunday we're gonna kick it. I felt so right. Striker is like the dopest dude too, man.
He is dope.
And I was like, dang, man, I put him in a box, and I kind of took away his humanity.
I feel like you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Huh?
You have such a pure heart, Shans.
Love
Like,
you, Striker.
who can really stay mad at you? I don't think you never do anything that I've seen out of ill intent. So.
Thanks. But why?
Oh God.
I intentionally try to make her feel away sometimes. Like,
Well, besides y'all be doing some crazy stuff, but outside of that,
I'm just gonna say, But I think we went in so many different directions in this episode. I want to be clear though, you guys. When you see an opportunity to connect to somebody or with someone who has impacted your life in a great way, and you are excited, we are excited too. Seize your opportunity. Speak. Don't be like, I saw on that podcast, they was like, because that's not what we're saying. We're just talking about transparently the things that we are experiencing, and also give us grace because we're still new to this too.
Yeah.
We are new to this. We're growing. We are grooming ourselves. We are developing, and we are excited and super grateful. I express gratitude every single day.
Absolutely.
And I also pray very deeply every single day. And essentially, I'm praying for everybody who's watching this, because I'm always asking God to use my voice to reach whoever I can reach and impact in a day. So
I love it. I love
with
it.
that
Listen,
said,
if y'all share how people can get in touch with you, first off, there's a link below. Join our Patreon, man. We got some exclusive content. I'm talking about from day to day, from behind the scenes. And it's not just us going through the day. It's like information that you will be able to see. You see something right now, but it's all the stuff behind the scenes that allows you to see what you see right now, and we are doing our very best to bring you all of it. So make sure you click the link, join our family, join our Patreon.
David even shows his bare chest so he can do a workout update.
I'll do that right now.
Yeah, do
so
it.
done.
For real, do it. Let's get a workout update. Do it right now.
I'm done.
They see it.
Yo,
Oh my gosh,
They see it. I mean, we can't act like we don't see
with
it.
the black
Donnie
shirt,
did mistake him
but
for this super buff
in
dude
the
earlier.
Patreon. I did. There was this dude, and mind you, I'm only wearing one contact lens in my defense, so in the
Oh my
other
gosh.
eye. But we were walking this morning down like the little pier thing, and this dude, I was like, "Oh, there's Shans right there," and they were like, "That is not David."
Hey, hold on, but what do you look like? Hold on,
They
tell
were
me
like,
more.
That is
Tell me
not.
more.
And when he got
Was he buff?
closer,
Yes,
this
he
dude was
buff.
like, and I was like, to the point where I was like, "Hey, how you doing? Good morning." And then I was like, "Oh hell no, that's not Shans." But anyway, Shans does reveal his beach body in the Patreon, you guys.
No, I don't.
This is
No,
actually
You're not
only
gonna do
fans
it?
at this point.
Why
I
are
thought
you
you were
telling them? I haven't.
But you will. You said you would.
No, I didn't say that. When did I say that?
You said that on the live
You just
earlier.
came-
He said it on the live earlier today. You said it in
I
the
said
gym.
I'm going to show them how to work out because I'm a fitness influencer now.
Oh God.
No, you said that everything up here when they see it was in order.
Oh yeah, because I was
But
going to get in the
everything,
pool
yeah, with your shirt off.
with the water just above
waist
my
up.
navel.
I'm so
Because
done.
I'm still
Alright.
fat below.
So make sure y'all-
It's not just a perfect physique.
Make sure y'all join our members only Patreon for the information, not for Shan's dad bod. Also, real quick, leave for me in the comments what you think about his shades that he's wearing today. You guys, are they giving or are they not giving? Marcus, how can we find you on
Yo, so out of pocket.
So out of pocket.
Oh, Marcus, the letter Y, Rosier, Marcus Y. Rozier. No crypto, so if you get anything like that, that's not me.
Yeah.
Marcus Y. Rozier. Coaches, influencers, all that kind
I
of stuff.
love it.
that.
T,
Terica Lynn Smith on all platforms.
tell them to join the challenge.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
challenge.
Yeah.
Right now, join the challenge.
That's right.
Oh,
Join our challenge wait list. It's open.
It's
Yeah.
open
Let's
right
go.
now.
Are
It
you
might
no
be
longer
open right
female
now.
real estate guru?
I am female real estate guru.
But they can type in Terica Lynn Smith.
That's
okay.
right.
Right.
Just
Yes,
for clarity.
TLS. I need
Yeah.
that
Yo,
TLS.
she revealed the TLS.
The
So
TLS.
what's so crazy is she just uses, like, when she starts talking, and it's so casual, she's like, yeah, it comes from TLS. And it took me a little while to understand. It's Terica Lynn Smith. But
Yeah.
she is, like, really talking on some big level TLS. It goes to the TLS,
Yeah.
TLS.
I'm like, I should know this brand. I'm like, is
Yeah,
this like YSL? Like, what is
branding
this? Like,
crazy right
I need that. Let me get that.
I clearly
Can I
do
wear
this.
those on my feet?
Right. So I'll be getting some TLS Maya Elias, not Mayalicious. So Mayalious.
I thought it was Mayalicious.
You know, for years I thought you were Mayalicious.
Yeah.
And I thought it was such a dope name. I'm like, that's really
It's
dope.
not. It's Mayalicious after dark when I show my abs on the internet.
Well, that's when I thought it was like 2014-ish. I thought she was Mayalicious.
Yeah. If y'all thought it was Mayalicious, let me know. But yeah, coaching women of faith. So it's definitely not Mayalicious. But
definitely
that's
not.
It. Yeah.
I love it.
That's
There it is. Yo, thank y'all so much for all the support. Listen, run up on me in the streets. If you like it, if you appreciate what we're doing. And Dottie really gets upset. So this is what I want you to do.
I can't stand you.
If we're together, just acknowledge me. Because then you'll be able to see her act extra. And she'll be like, there are people who say, yo, we watch every episode. And then this
He don't even
young
know my
lady,
name.
she's here. And she's like, yo, I love what you're doing, Dave Mel. Watch every episode of So Much to Prove. I'm like, yo, every episode? He's like, yo, all of them. And I'm like, you know her? She's like, no. They'll be like, no, nice to meet you, though. She'd be so mad. She's like, you don't know me. You've never seen me.
Nothing about this face looks familiar to you. Whatever. Yeah, so anyway, another great episode of the Social Proof Podcast, live from Cancun, Mexico.
Yes.
Let us know the next city that we need to go in. We're going to do this quarterly, so where would you like to see us broadcast from again live? Until next week.
Get it. We out
See
here.
you soon.
Peace.
Man, I was
I'm ready to go.
Thank you guys